Another thing that I want to discuss real quickly that I've learned about canning is tightening the lid when it's going in the canner. Now, the beans are not quite boiling yet, so when this lid goes on here, remember I just said gas has to be able to escape from this lid. When we tighten this lid on here, we tighten it down until it comes to resistance. That means it's touched. Now, from that point, you only want to turn 1/8 of a turn, because that lid needs to be loose enough that gases can escape as it's creating that seal. There will come a time after we pull it out that that lid will seal to the jar and it will become a stable seal. But now notice I can actually turn this even more. Okay, I can turn this thing about 1/3 of a turn with this lid on. You don't do that. In fact, these rings are never supposed to hold that lid on unless the contents of this are being used. It goes on for the canning process 1/8 of a turn, stays that way. When it's done canning, we're going to check the seals on these tomorrow morning, and if the seals are good, in other words, it doesn't do that, if the seals are good, we're supposed to store these with the rings off, because especially here in Florida, if you get moisture up under here, and we have humidity like crazy around here, if you get moisture up underneath this ring, it will rust things and eventually mess up the seal. But we don't want that to happen, so when you're storing these, you take it off. Keep those rings, because later when you start using this, if you only use half a jar, you can have something to seal the jar with while it's sitting in the fridge. Okay? How are we on that?